Welcome to the National Geographic Orion's early season trip to Antarctica. We've got a chance now to get down south early in the year when there's plenty of ice, plenty of snow, pristine penguin colonies. We've got a lot of activities planned for this trip. We'll be hiking around in the snow, we'll be hiking on rocks, we'll be walking up to penguin colonies, we'll be paddling in iceberg alleys with our kayaks, the Zodiac cruises amongst tidewater glaciers.
I think taking the trip to Antarctica is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see the world untouched, to be able to experience nature as it was hundreds, if not thousands of years ago.
For me, the Antarctic is the best looking place on the planet. It's the most special, and it's something about the harshness that makes it attractive. You can visit, but you can't live here. Antarctica is the most beautiful place on the planet.
So here we are on our first day on the National Geographic Explorer, and we are crossing the infamous Drake Passage. And we're on our way to the Antarctic Peninsula, one full day at sea, and hopefully tomorrow morning we will be in sight of Antarctica.
Well, after 2 days of crossing the Drake Passage, we've got to the Shetland Islands, and we're lucky enough this afternoon to have our very first Antarctic landing here at a little island called Barrientos. And Barrientos Island is in the HO Island archipelago. Two kinds of penguins nesting here. We have Gen 2 penguins and chinstrap penguins, and it's just a very, very busy place. The chicks have all fledged, so they're running around the beaches and up and down the hill trying to get fed.
It's my first day in the Antarctic, and I cannot believe it. It's amazing. There's penguins all over. It's magic.
There you go. Bit by a penguin.
This time of year, the chicks are getting really, really big, and they're just getting down to probably their last few meals before the adults are going to get ready to molt.
So there we were, watching the birds, waiting to see that mother feed the young. But with the picking on the beak, they get in there, and then a bird came right through the middle of it. So we got a 2-species shot, but I waited a little longer. It moved, and we got to see the feed going on. It was great.
We're spending our morning in Nico Harbor. This is our first landing on the Antarctic continent. So around us, we're visiting Gen 2 penguins. There's glaciers all around, beautiful mountains, and just a gorgeous landscape.
We got to get off and climb up this wonderful hill to have a great view of the whole bay and all the glaciers around it and the icebergs out in the middle of it.
So one of the highlights of visiting Antarctica is obviously the penguins. We'll spend a lot of time with the different brushtail species, the chinstraps, the adelies, and especially the gentoos. The gentoos at this colony, they've had their chicks, the chicks are growing up, they're getting closer and closer to fledging, and then they'll be out on their own, fish with their parents for a few weeks, and then go out to live their lives.
Whole bunch of Gentoo penguins and their chicks, and a penguin highway heading down towards the water. Pretty interesting.
The stark white and dark of the rocks, birds, the noise, the sounds.
There are subtle colors, there's subtle blues, and even a bit of reddish tinge on the snow. It's surreal. It is nothing like it.
So it's always incredible to get to spend time with these amazing animals. And it's been a great day so far, our first landing on the Antarctic continent.
Hello, my name's Adele Jackson. I'm one of a team of 4 people that live here at Port Lockroy. We work for an organisation called the United Kingdom Antarctic Heritage Trust. So Port Lockroy has a long and very interesting history, but the British history really starts here in 1944. So the British staged a secret wartime operation to establish a permanent British presence in Antarctica. So Port Lockroy was their first base, hence it is known as Base A. So in the 1990s, the British government decided that the heritage and the stories related to this site were too important to let disappear. So there was a programme of restoration and the site was restored as a living museum. Right. So when people do come to visit, I really hope they take away the pleasure of visiting an important historic site and really learning more about the heritage along the peninsula, as well as here at Port Lockroy. It's got a rich and fascinating heritage and history.
This evening we're sailing through Le Maire Channel, and it is an absolutely amazing, gorgeous evening. Just pristine wilderness, gorgeous views. And perhaps the best part is the photography. Tonight, the last rays of the sun are hitting some of the peaks around us, lighting up the ice, lighting up the glaciers.
I'm up late at night just to soak it all in, but it's just too tricky to capture on with a camera. I just want to be immersed. It's just beautiful, enormous.
And so our expedition has come to an end. We hope that you have enjoyed your trip in Antarctica with Lindblad Expeditions. It has been a fantastic trip. Great weather, great hikes, great experience overall.
Every time you get to come here, it's an honor and it's a privilege, and I hope our travelers come here and see why it's such a special place and why we need to preserve it for future generations. It's just one of the most amazing places in the world.
We hope that you take Antarctica with you back and that you share this amazing environment with all your friends and everybody that you know. So in the future, this place will be here for the future generations. And I hope to see you again in a future Lindblad National Geographic trip.